Hi, greetings. How are you? It's Vanessa, the lifestyle coach. Welcome to this week's email newsletter. I must admit that I am late with the newsletter because yesterday I basically was suffering with my hay fever symptoms really badly. Had to have an early night and it stopped me from being creative and doing my update. So what I've decided to do, it's Monday, so I'm hopeful that this will be reaching you later on today when I've put it into the newsletter format, written some words around it. I'm really just going to reflect back on my week last week. So I hope that's okay with you. It was a busy week. I had to look in the calendar to give me some prompts as to what was happening. But before I begin, I just want to talk about the role of the ego. If you've been working with me in the group coaching and accountability sessions and you're in the private WhatsApp group, or if you were on the workshop that I did, which was called Healing the Chaos and the Confusion, part of the education and empowerment series for women, then you'll know that I've spoken about the ego already. So it's something that I'm going to keep talking about because the ego doesn't like us to change. It doesn't like change. And what I've noticed is my ego is starting to surface. So if you've been following this newsletter, you'll be aware that I've been putting out a lot of content. There's content on my YouTube channel. There's content on my podcast. This email has been a regular content, so if you've been checking your inbox, if you're even reading the newsletter via your inbox, then maybe it's because you're used to seeing the newsletter coming through to you. What I've noticed is the ego doesn't like change, so my ego has almost started to work against me this week. I know that I've had a busy week and I'm going to give you an update on what I was doing, but I did have time, I think, towards the end of the week to even start the newsletter. And there was just something within me that was just like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, we can do it at the weekend. Well, actually, like I said, my hay fever surfaced on Sunday, which meant that I was physically not in a good position to do the newsletter. So just that out of the way, it's something that I'm going to be talking to the women who are in the group accountability, so group coaching and accountability session with me. We will be talking about this in more depth, but I just wanted to share that here. Now, I've called this this newsletter Happy Dance because even though there's lots of updates, I'm not sure that I did a happy dance last week. So it's something that maybe I'll get into the spirit of doing at the end of this podcast. Actually, I did do a happy dance on Saturday evening with my granddaughters, but it wasn't really to celebrate the week that had passed. So it will make sense shortly when I let you know what I was doing. So last week was a mixture of catching up and really having time to speak with women in particular, but also some men that I haven't spoken to for a while. So that was fantastic. And if you were somebody that I had a catch-up conversation with, then, you gave me so much joy to reconnect with you. I did a podcast interview with Denise, who's going to be my guest speaker for this month's Health and Wellbeing Cafe. So I'm going to share the interview in the newsletter. And don't forget that the Health and Wellbeing Cafe is next Thursday. That's the 29th of April at 8 o'clock. I also discovered a fantastic app. Yes, I had a consultation, a demo with some software developers who've got this fantastic app. So if you are a VIP customer, then please keep tuning in with me about the app because it's something that I will be inviting you to test with me. It's absolutely brilliant. It will help you to stay accountable. I did some networking online, which was great. It's always good to meet new people. So that was fantastic. I've met so many people, and all I've really done is just had that conversation afterwards. It was nice to meet you, but it's about maintaining relationships, so that does take time and commitment. Apologies about the background noise. I can hear that Zenta and Mark have come downstairs, so I won't be long on this video here. And then towards the end of the week, I started focusing on my own self-care. So on Thursday evening, I was in a conversation with some of the women that are in the group coaching and accountability circle with Angie Simmons, who was the guest speaker in January, and she was talking us through how to use her journal. So her journal's called How Am I Feeling Today? Now I'm going to start using the journal in May because I like to start things, at the beginning of the month, as it were. But there's some things that I can start implementing into my week now, my days and my weeks now, which you may find helpful. So we've spoken about journaling on my podcast. You can have a listen to that. But also there's things like meditation that is really fantastic to help you with your self-care on a daily and weekly basis. I also had a soul healing session on Thursday evening, which was really profound. And I'm wondering if the way how I'm feeling like towards the weekend and even today has got something to do with the soul healing that I had. So I'm doing a lot of work on myself. Saturday was fantastic because it was Zenta's belated second birthday. So I'm going to leave some photographs for you in the newsletter, just to show you how much fun we had at the farm with some of his friends. And yesterday I was outside again with one of my oldest friends. We met up at Rufford Park, and it was a park that I've never been to. So it was fantastic to be somewhere new. I was with my granddaughters, I was with Zenta. Caught up with an old friend and her daughter that I haven't seen for years, who's now grown up as well. So, reconnection is really important. And of course, we're during these times where lots of you are starting to do reconnections with special people in your life as well. So I'm on 7 minutes now in this newsletter, so I'm going to wrap it up. What do I want to tell you about this week? This week is really about me focusing on more connection calls. So I know some of you, I've already got you in my diary. I'm really looking forward to speaking with you. I will be doing my preparation for next Thursday's Health and Wellbeing Cafe. So that's at 8 o'clock and that's on Zoom. I hope that you can join us on the live. We'll be doing a raffle. I've not asked Denise actually what the prize will be, but it will be something fantastic. She's a fantastic emotional fitness coach. And what else have I got coming up this week? That's probably about it. So it's probably a quieter week, which I feel that I need because last week was really hectic. The nutrition company that I am an independent rep for, we are having our spring spectacular at the end of the week, so that's something that I'll be tuning into. It's a virtual spring spectacular, but it will be absolutely amazing. So I'll definitely have more top tips on nutrition and products that can help you on your nutritional journey as well after being on that call. So I hope that you are enjoying this format of the newsletter. Just one final thing that I want to say about my podcast. I'm really disappointed with myself because I haven't been able to put out any new content on my podcast because last week was just too busy. I was wrapping up, and then like I said, I've become ill with the hay fever yesterday, but I feel that I was getting the symptoms on Saturday. So this week I will be focusing on putting out new content on my podcast. So you do a happy dance. I hope that some of this information that I've shared with you has been inspirational or maybe motivational for some of you in some parts. Do your happy dance. I'm going to do a happy dance. Let's share our thoughts on our happy dance. So wherever you're listening to this, please leave me a comment or a like. I am wanting more subscribers on my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this on YouTube and you feel that the content is beneficial, you want to find out more about me, then please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. All right, then you take care and I will speak to you very soon. Have a fantastic week. Bye.